Whitney Cummings did an interview with the Daily Beast, and she was asked specifically about Chris D'Elia and other comedians. So let's read what her answers are. So the interviewer asked Whitney, "You mentioned cancel culture, and I wanted to discuss that a little bit because it seems pretty overblown to me. I don't think someone getting shit on Twitter for a couple of days is getting canceled. Has anyone actually been canceled who didn't deserve it? Are people really being canceled if Louis C.K. is still able to headline comedy clubs?" Whitney Cummings' answer: "My publicist Claw just pulls me off, laughs. No, I don't have a publicist. Something that fascinates me about Twitter and cancel culture is I was at the Twitter offices for some reason and reading statistics about it, and 22% of people are on Twitter. Of that, 2% generate 80% of the comments. So there's that. But I think humans are very consistent. We've done this with the town square hangings or the Roman Colosseum. Humans used to watch hangings as entertainment. We're a very dark species. I have this theory I'm working on. Tell me if it's stupid, but we have a very basic need to root for or against things. And then we didn't have sports, and it got so much worse. All of a sudden it was, he wore bronzer 10 years ago, and I think the pandemic amplified it because we're all so scared and freaked out. People don't realize what they're doing when they cancel comedians is, we're funny because things are taboo. And the more you make it taboo, the funnier we get." Then the interviewer: "I know you need to find where the line is to be a comedian, to push up against it and even cross it, to test to fine-tune your material. But if there's cancel culture, then what's happened to Jeff Ross?" That's a great question. I don't know. That's one where it's hard to tell because we're in a pandemic. So we don't know who would be getting jobs or who would be touring because nobody's touring or really working. So it's a really weird time. But it was interesting to watch the comedy community kind of, and then she gets interrupted. There seemed to be a collective shrug, which is crazy to me. The article didn't seem to really hit as hard as I thought it should have. And then Whitney says, "You also have to have a certain amount of fame to be canceled." So it's this weird thing of, how do you cancel someone who isn't super famous? And why are we only canceling people who are super famous since power is relative? Can you only cancel someone who's super famous? And then the interviewer goes, "I mean, I would say Jeff Ross is about as famous as Chris D'Elia," the interviewer says. And Whitney says, "Really? The answer is, I don't know. As comedians, it's our jobs to advertise our flaws. We are scumbags. We admit it. We go on stage, say we're a scumbag and a piece of shit. And then when it's revealed that we did all those things, people get mad at us. So when it comes to minors, that never acceptable and never okay. But expecting comedians to be perfect, that's not what we do. We didn't sign up for that. That was never our job. We advertise our mistakes. We hate ourselves. You don't need to cancel us. Nobody hates us more than us. You don't think we're funny? We agree. So it's this fascinating thing." So that was her response. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. My personal thoughts, she never went as hard against Chris D'Elia as she did Brian Callen. Remember, she did the whole thing with Olivia Munn? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.